Hey everybody! I have a pretty cool update today on some very special plants that are coming in stock soon, both on our website and on our eBay store up for auction. To my right here, we have two plants that are going to be sold together. These are both the Prague Chimera. However, they are a little bit different than your typical Prague Chimera because these were part of an experiment that I started this season, and many of those plants are already planted out in the trial rows, but I did have a couple extras of these two in particular, and I think by combining them together, this will present a pretty special opportunity because they are quite different in the fact that they are grafted with interstocks, and both of these interstocks are different. So the one on the right here, which is actually the larger specimen, both in 1 gallon tree pots here, in between the Trifolia orange rootstock and the Prague Chimera top half, the scion, is a Swingle Citramello scion. So if you could see that there, I did a side veneer graft with the Swingle Citramello scion, and then I bud grafted onto that with the Prague Chimera. So the Swingle serves as a kind of middle ground between the two, and it actually increases the growth rate of the Prague Chimera. So this will be a faster growing Prague, potentially a slightly more cold sensitive Prague too. Though this is my first season trying it, so I can't give any guarantees on their survival in different zones, but I would recommend growing these in a slightly warmer zone than Prague could, maximally handle, because we do believe Prague is hardy maybe down to around 0 degrees Fahrenheit, could be a little less, could be slightly more, but it is somewhere around 0 degrees. So technically this should be reliably zone 7 hardy. The Swingle Citramello, probably also down to single digits, also making it a pretty solid zone 7 choice, but it does depend on your zone 7. So combining those two together, again, there's no guarantee on hardiness here, but I think in a zone 8, for instance, this could be a very fast, very healthy growing tree. And that's a big advantage to having that interstock, is we can actually affect the scion variety without changing the rootstock, because I really like the hardiness and the disease resistance, especially when it comes to really wet soils. The Trifolia orange rootstock is just superior in that regard to a lot of other rootstocks. It's simply one of the best for hardiness and tolerating really bad soils. So I like having that combination there. But the one on the left here, which you can see is a little smaller but bushier specimen, this is using, I believe, yes, it's an X639 Citrander in interstock. So, very similar fashion. You can see I side veneer grafted the X639 Citrander in scion, and then I bud grafted the Prague Chimera, which this shot out 5 different branches from that one bud graft. It's not uncommon. I have seen it happen before, but these are both off to a really great start. And the idea is we're going to be auctioning them off together, because these should have a little different hardiness, a little different growth rates, slightly different effects on the Prague scion. And I think it'd be a fun experiment for any of you, well, firstly looking for Prague plants, but secondly looking for a unique opportunity to test the differences with these interstocks, because it's very possible that one combination could yield more fruit or just grow healthier overall. I'm not quite sure, but these aren't the only interstocks I've utilized. I've also utilized a Tri-Citradia and 5-star Citramello and a few others like US 942 Citrandrin. So I'm going to keep trying this throughout the years and kind of see what happens with these Pragues, but this will be an auction for both plants together for one of you to try this as well. And of course, if you have Prague Chimera or if you purchase a plant from us, you can easily do this yourself if you have some rootstock and access to other different hardy citrus that you could use as interstocks. I mean, the combinations are pretty much endless, so I would encourage you guys to try. And we talked about that in a past video if you're ever interested in doing that yourself. But those aren't the only offerings we have on the table here. We also have our third variegated Rang per lime here, looking absolutely stunning. It's really sad now to be down to the last one, but thank you guys for your support and for participating in the past auctions. I know these are going to some really good homes, and I'm just happy to have this one finally being distributed because it's extremely rare. This is a variegated seedling that we found. I don't even think there is a variegated Rang per lime out there otherwise, so it's a good opportunity for you guys to get your hands on a really rare collector's item, and maybe in the future these will be a little more available. I will be able to propagate these seasonally, but in very small quantities because the plants are slow growing. They're variegated, and I do notice they do a little better on the more vigorous rootstocks, but even then, these aren't huge plants by any means. So that is one that I'm really excited to put up now. So plant 3 out of 3. So the other 2 are sold, and this is a great looking specimen. They were all grafted on Citramello, and you could see that graft is doing great, and this one's actually flushing out. So whatever photos I took for the listing are going to be outdated by the time you get the plant. It will have started flushing out a bit more, but it's looking really great in its current state, and I can't wait to give that to one of you guys. So lastly on the table, we have another one that I was really excited to propagate and have for you guys, and this is the Igen pepita. Not just any Igen pepita, this is the one with the juicy fruit. So this is one that has fruit with a little less limited culinary potential, because the original Igen pepita we were propagating locally did not have any flesh or juice to it. It was pretty much rind and pith. So it was better used as like making a multi-surface cleaner or something like that. So these actually produce kind of lemon lime like fruit. I've heard they have some pretty nice woody undertones. I definitely want to get my hands on these to try them at some point, but I'm really happy to be able to clone this strain because it is a superior strain, and it's probably going to be the only one we propagate from here on forward, unless someone really specifically asked us for the other one. But to my knowledge, this one is pretty similarly hardy as well. And these are all 1-quart plants, as you can see, and they're growing along very nicely. A lot of them have lignified already. Some are beginning their second flush, but these were all bud grafted not long ago, maybe sometime in the spring. So I'm really happy to have these, and we have several plants out in the trial rows too. We got to get a video out at some point updating you guys on the trial rows. It's just been a mess out here, so I'm really working on cleaning that up and making it a little more presentable. But there will be 4 of these Igen pepitas on our website, so the 4 that you see here if you go to that listing and under the 1-quart size. So we will have those available just straight for sale. Those won't be in auction because now we have enough material to propagate these regularly. Sometimes with these rarer varieties, we'll start them off as auctions, and once we have enough material, we just sell them at a normal set price. Otherwise, we let the free market decide prior to that because we simply don't have enough, and we kind of have to make it a little competitive at the start. But now we are certainly at the point, and similarly, the variegated rank per line will reach that point as well as all the other really cool, really rare hardy citrus we got our hands on this season. So lots of updates to give you guys on that stuff. I just wanted to let you guys know that by the time this video is posted, you will see this set of Prague plants available on the eBay store, and you'll also see the variegated rank per lime available. If you go to our website, themulberries.org, you will find the Igen pepita grafted plants on trifoliate orange rootstock in the 1-quart size. So these all make great additions for you guys looking for some really rare citrus, and I can't wait to share these with you guys. Temperatures have been a little bit cooler too, so it's definitely been a great time to ship. So I look forward to it, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.